Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching in advance. Let me say that already, because a lot of times people don't stay to the very end of vlogs. I know I personally don't at times. But so today, this vlog is going to be a little bit different than my previous vlogs. This vlog is pretty much self-explanatory based on the caption down here, right here. I want to talk to you about my life living with hypothyroidism. Let me first give this quick disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. Never been a doctor. I don't personally know any doctors, not related to any, do not study medicine, have not studied medicine, don't desire to study medicine. This video is only about my experience with hypothyroidism. These are symptoms that I have dealt with in the past or currently, and this is just my story on living with hypothyroidism. Okay, so for starters, what is the thyroid? Okay, glad you asked. So the thyroid is a gland in our neck here. It's about the shape of a butterfly, you would say. I would say it is. It's a gland that primarily produces two types of hormones, and those hormones help to regulate our metabolism. It helps to regulate our energy, and a whole list of other things. But those are two, in the simplest forms, two of its functions. Not its only functions, but just two. Yeah. So people with hypothyroidism, those are the types of people that whose thyroid does not produce enough of the hormones. I think those two hormones are the T3 and the T3, sorry, and the T4. Yeah, T3 and the T4. So there are a variety of reasons as to why it does not produce enough of these hormones. But I think about 80%, they say, the researchers, the endocrinologists, they say that oftentimes 80% of people diagnosed with hypothyroidism have Hashimoto's autoimmune disease. I have not currently, in the past or even up to now, I have not been diagnosed with Hashimoto's autoimmune disease. And I'll kind of get more into that a little bit later. But, and then I'll put a link down below in the description box for a link that kind of explains a little bit more of Hashimoto's autoimmune disease. So some of the common symptoms that people with hypothyroidism have and that I had. Let me just say the symptoms that I had. The symptoms that I had was I could just eat whatever. And okay, wait, well, let me stop before I go there. That way you'll be able to understand my symptoms and why they were what they were then. So I was diagnosed when I was 17 years old. No. I was 16 going on 17. I was like at the latter part of year 16. So what happened to me? Well, I always had a strep throat. I was constantly going to the doctor 4 or 5 times a year with strep throat. Like they would literally do a strep test and it come back positive for strep throat. One particular doctor's visit that I went to, the doctor suggested that I have just a panel of blood work done. Mind you, I'm 17 years old, well, almost 17. I did not understand half of what she was saying, but of course my mom did. So she's telling me that I've got to have all this blood work done. And so I had the blood work done, and then when the tests come back, bam, you have hypothyroidism. I had no idea what that was at the time. Again, I'm in high school, I'm in sports, I'm cheerleading. I don't know what that is. So what does that mean? You know, what is, okay, I've got this. What does that mean? Now what? So, she put me on a medicine called Levothyroxin. And so it is like the generic brand of Synthroid, which I don't know. I just, at the time, I guess I didn't think I needed to be on the brand. Hey, I'll just take this Levothyroxin. Hey, I'm good. Just take the medicine. I'm fine. Take the medicine a couple of days. Okay, I'm good, and it's gone away. What I didn't realize until we talked a little more is I have to stay on this medicine my entire life. Yeah. So, 16 going on 17, you mean to tell me I've got to take this medicine every single day the rest of my life? Yeah, that's what she said. So, okay, I'm not liking this idea. You know, I'm thinking, I don't have time to be wondering if I took a pill, did I not take a pill? Should I take it today? Should I not take it today? Do I get a refill? Like, I just couldn't figure out, why do I have to do this? Okay, so now let's move on with the symptoms. So I wasn't really looking for symptoms or trying to check off if I had any, because at the time I was young. I wasn't really interested in it. So, you know, as years go by, and then I decided to take a break from the pills because I'm thinking, you know, now I'm in college. I don't feel like keeping up with this. And so I laid off my medicine on my own. Yes, on my own. So that time frame that I did not take them, which was, mind you, a long time. Not like years, but, you know, weeks. So the entire time I'm off of them, I started getting sluggish, very fatigued. I could eat whatever I wanted. And I stayed super, super small, very skinny. Couldn't gain any weight. So I could eat whatever I wanted to. Very fatigued. Like, I always felt like nauseated, very weak, very low energy. And then there were times where I wouldn't eat anything. Like, I just wouldn't eat. I was really, really apathetic. Like, I couldn't care less if I got this done or I got that done. And I was on a college campus. Living on college campus, feeling apathetic was horrible. Like, walking from my dorm to class, which was a pretty good walk. Where at one point I would walk, but then I got to where I'm so weak and I'm tired and I feel drained. I would take the shuttle. And then at that age, I had severe changes with my menstrual cycle. Like, it was no joke. 1 minute I have it, the next minute I don't have it. 1 minute my flow is heavy, the next day it's little to nothing. So yeah, those were some of the side effects. Oh, my skin would be really dry, itchy, because it would be so dry. I don't care how many times I will moisturize my skin. Seems like it was always dry. So yeah, those were some of the symptoms that I had. And I come from a family, like, long hair, real thick. And my hair was long and thick, but I did notice there were times where I had a lot of shedding going on. And it wasn't because the season or anything, but I had a lot of shedding going on. I'm sorry, my dog is in the way. But, so yeah, those were kind of some of the symptoms that I had. So after my diagnosis, after the testing and after the diagnosis and after being put on the medicine, so, you know, going through these changes, because when you have hypothyroidism, it's constant. I mean, there are days, weeks, months that you're fine, and then there's times when you're not fine. Like, I know when my levels are off. I can just tell. My sleep, I get severe insomnia. I get back that tired, sluggish feeling. I could get 12 hours of sleep, wake up the next morning, get ready for work, and by the time I get to work, I'm exhausted. It's like I have no energy to do work whatsoever. Yeah. And in my case, there is family history of thyroid issues. My mom has it. And she's been on medications for as long as I can remember. And then my grandmother had it, and my mom's sister has thyroid issues, and she had her thyroid removed many years ago. So yeah, it's there. When there's a strong family history of it, you know, more than likely it's gonna show up at some point. I'm sorry, my dog's in the way. Yeah, so that's kind of from there. It's been pretty interesting, I could say. Now, when I first started taking the medicine, it did take a while for it to get in my system and for my body to adjust to it. And now, you know, it's just an everyday, it's just you have to take it one day at a time. I do have to go to my doctor to have my levels checked every 6 months. And then with that, you know, there are times when when my levels are off, which is the TSH level is what they check for. And that TSH level is the T3 and the T4. Hold on. Yeah. But, when my levels are off, I really can tell, you know, in the back of my mind, it's like, okay, my levels are going to be off because I just can feel it. I can tell when my body when it's just not right, when something's just not on key. So, and then a lot of times when those levels are off, it messes with my white blood count, and my white blood count is severely high. And so when that happens, I have to go to the oncologist and have a lot of blood work done. So trust me, your thyroid gland plays a major part in your bodily functions. Like, it messes with your sleep, your hair, your skin. In some situations, in some instances, which is, you know, I haven't been told that it pertains to me, but in some ladies' instances, it messes with when you go through menopause, early, later. Some ladies have talked about infertility. It's a lot of stuff that the thyroid is responsible for, a lot of our body functions. And I would always say, you know, if there's a trace of it or a lot of it in your family, watch your body. Listen to the signs of your body, because trust me, I am pretty sure there are a lot of people walking around with hypo or hyperthyroidism, Hashimoto's, autoimmune disease, and don't know it, because the symptoms are symptoms that you can pretty much just brush off, like not sleeping, weight gain, weight loss. Now, I have had major weight fluctuations with being on thyroid medicines or having hypothyroidism, because, you know, when I was in college, I weighed probably 105 pounds, if that. And then to go from that to the most I've been was like 198. And a lot of that, in between those years, a lot of that had to do with, my thyroid played a part in it. So yeah, I would suggest that you would listen to your body. And one of the other things that I have been considering, because I only see my family doctor for my thyroid issues, is to see an endocrinologist, because they specialize in thyroid. I have never ever been to an endocrinologist. I have never had my thyroid gland to be done an ultrasound on it. And that's one of the things that concerns me, because I've been taking this medicine since I was 16. I am now 38. I'll be 39 this year, and I've never had an ultrasound. So that's one of the things I'm going to seriously ask my doctor if he will recommend me to an endocrinologist, just to get some more further testing and some further looking at. And I do know there are a lot of things I'm not supposed to be eating with having hypothyroidism, but that's tough. You know, a lot of the vegetables that I love, I'm not supposed to be eating them. A lot of the nuts that I love to eat, I'm not supposed to be eating them. Coffee, and I love coffee, I'm not supposed to have it. So there are a lot of things I'm not supposed to have, and I'm praying that I'm never diagnosed with Hashimoto's autoimmune disease, because in that area, that's when you'll have to start going gluten-free. So one of my main goals for this year is to gain all the information that I can concerning hypothyroidism, and kind of work on those things that I'm not supposed to be eating, that I'm not supposed to be partaking in. So that's kind of how my life goes with living with hypothyroidism. It's an ongoing thing. I take it day by day, and you know, I feel okay most days, but then there are some days where I feel really, really bad. But I can say my good days do outweigh the bad ones, so that is a plus. And I would just, again, like I said before, I would suggest to you to listen to your body. If there's a history of it in your family, listen to your body. And if something does not feel right, it is perfectly fine to ask a doctor to check you for that. So thank you so much for viewing this vlog, watching this vlog. If you have any suggestions, any comments, please put them down below. I will put a couple links in the description box concerning hypothyroidism, the medicine that I take, and so again, thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to this channel. Thumbs up, like this video, and share this, not only this vlog, but share this channel with all of your social media followers and friends. Again, thanks again for watching.